What's your closest near-death experience? IDK I'm not smart enough to realize when I'm close to death. Got 2. When I was a young kid I was at a birthday party at the local swimming pool. Saw one kid totally on his own in the deep end, so swam over to him because I figured he was just shy and didn't have anyone to play with. Turns out he was panicking or something because as soon as I got near he started pulling me under. And I couldn't get out. Legit thought I was gonna drown. Don't remember what happened, but next memory is crying to my dad at the side of the pool about it. Other one was when I was at uni. I went across a road at like 4 a.m. Had insomnia at the time. And a car was coming. I saw it but massively misjudged its speed. It must have been doing 70 to 80 miles per hour in a 30 zone. Looked up and saw it coming at me. I froze and just got a massive wave of calm whilst thinking, this is it. Somehow the dude swerved past me with literal millimeters to spare. My heart stopped a few times and I got the paddles. That first one when you are still somewhat conscious is not something you forget. But it sucks, you can almost feel your organs all just shutting down before they pop you. Getting struck by lightning on top of a mountain. Lightning bolts are believed to form when a strike from a cloud connects with one of multiple strikes coming up from the ground. A ground strike went through me. The cloud strike decided to connect to a different bolt. Busted my head open on concrete after tumbling down a flight of wooden stairs. I was pretty severely injured. And I was still young. I feel like this counts, so here we go. Context. I was groomed online by multiple people from the age of 11 to almost 13. At one point I had contacted a groomer who lived near me and he wanted to pick me up. I waited for an hour and a half in a parking lot. But by some miracle he never came. I count it as near death because of what many groomers end up doing to their victims. I have so many of these. I've been hit by a car. Once. I've been chased by a bear. I've almost fallen off of several mountains and cliffs. Pretty sure I was being stalked by a cougar at one point. But the closest was definitely when I almost got hit by a train. The safety bar things didn't go down until the train was about 20 to 30 feet from the crossing and I was on the tracks. I had to pull over for a hot second to chill after that one. I raised a show steer. Cow. When I was 16. I was at a show. It was the end of a very long, hot day. I had my steer in a cattle chute that I used to groom him. Change his halter from a rope one to a leather show one, etc. And I took off his show halter to change to his more casual rope halter one. In the second that I had a halter off him, he managed to get his head out from between the bars and started backing out of the chute. I'm not a very big person. 5 feet 4 and about 130 pounds. My steer was about 1,400 pounds and was very high energy. As soon as I saw him out of the chute, I ran over and just wrapped my arms around his neck trying to hold him back. Obviously I wasn't strong enough to stop him. But by God I was not gonna let go. He thrashed around for about 30 seconds before anyone else was able to come over and put a halter on him. Luckily I wasn't hurt at all from the ordeal. But I very easily could have been trampled. Still loved the cow though. He was awesome. TL. Doctor almost drowned during a scuba dive because the regulator was leaking while I was underwater. I was doing a dive in Coron, Philippines. Mind you, I had less than a year of experience before and I'm doing something highly more advanced than I'm prepared for. But I really want to see the shipwrecks, so I risked it. When I hit the water, I noticed that there's a leak in my octopus. The secondary tube used as an alternate air source. It wasn't a super strong leak, but I was worried anyway. The dive master said it was fine though. And me being a beginner diver, just believed him. We were around 18 meters below the water and going just around the wreck when I noticed the needle from my regulator slowly going down. Now, I know this shouldn't be the case, so I got the attention of the dive master and signed that Something was wrong. He insisted that I was fine and we continued anyway. I also tried getting the attention of my diving buddy, but she was too distracted with the shipwreck. At this point, I started to get scared. But I tried to calm myself. Even though my tank was already below 50. And this is already danger zone. But as the needle reached 40, then 30, at such a quick pace, I know I need to do something. Because of my training, I was told not to shoot up, otherwise I risked getting the bends, so I tried my best getting the attention of everyone. But since I'm at the last of a line of divers, no one was really noticing me. Then comes the final breath. The tank has finally hit zero. No more air was coming out, and the divers and the dive master were too busy looking at the wreck. They say your whole life flashes right before your eyes. And I can tell you, my brain got flooded with so many memories. I started to trash in a last-ditch effort to be noticed. And it worked. The dive master went to me, pulled me to his side, and you can just see the horror in his eyes when he saw that I no longer have no air in my tank. We had to do an emergency ascend. When we got back to the boat, the crew played the blaming game as to why I was given a faulty regulator. The dive center offered me a refund and also offered me if I still want to do the remaining dives. I agreed, as long as they replaced the regulator, which thankfully they have an extra on the boat. I now really check my diving gear before diving, and I make sure the dive center really knows what they're doing.